Welcome to Secrets from the Saddle podcast. I'm Sylvie Dow, your host, fellow cyclist, bike club founder, cycling coach, bike race junkie, just truly super passionate about cycling. My journey with cycling started 20 years ago when I opened a spin studio, started a women's race team, and founded a women's only cycling club called Cycle Fit Chicks. I'm super thrilled to reveal all aspects that make the world of cycling operate. I'm so excited to be able to bring you interesting people from around the world, pro cyclists, recreational cyclists, coaches, event organizers, bike shop owners, everything and everyone you need to know or ever wondered about when it comes to cycling. I know you'll enjoy this episode. All right, welcome back everybody to another episode, an early morning episode of Secrets from the Saddle, All Things Cycling podcast with your host Sylvie Dow, and I'm interviewing the gorgeous Anna Russell, who is sitting in New Zealand, which is 9 p.m. So before we get into this podcast episode and interview while we're both sitting in our pajamas, it's so funny that I have a couple announcements to remind you that I am moving down to 2 episodes instead of 3 on a weekly basis. I've acquired some new responsibilities that will require my attention, and I don't want to stop the podcast because I absolutely love this podcast. I have so many amazing guests coming in, but I just had to shift it so that I didn't lose my mind and burn out in the process. So we got 2 episodes every week. We'll do 1 interview and 1 coaching episode, and then this is also going to be linked to a new podcast YouTube channel. So all you have to do is search Secrets in the Saddle podcast, and everything new moving forward is going to be there, and I'll slowly be migrating the old episodes back there, but they're on my other coaching my other coaching YouTube channels. So those 2 announcements, just to remind you that when you don't get an episode on a Wednesday, it's not that it's not happening. It's just Monday and Fridays that they'll be going out. So let's get into it. Anna Russell is, like I said, she's in New Zealand. She's an event organizer, just like myself. And the funny thing is that usually when we get into these episodes, when a host and an interviewee gets online, we sit there and we chat for a while. So the funny thing is I'm going to keep all the chatter in this episode with Anna because it's really good content. And honestly, I was so tired because it was 5 a.m. and she was tired because it was 9 p.m. And so I'm going to keep the full conversation. And the unfortunate thing for you guys is that, because we're both sitting in our pajamas, you are not going to see us on video. So, but I have populated the YouTube channel with a bunch of photos of Anna. She's an amazing event organizer, commentator for Zwift. So this is a good reason why I had her on here. She's a friend of Nathan Guerrera of Community Live, so Zwift Community Live. So if you're a Zwifter and a racer, you'll know of him and Anna. So that's why I asked for a referral and he referred her, and that's where we got her on the podcast. So super excited to talk about all things cycling in Zwift. So Swiftland, because we're all going to be migrating there shortly in the next couple months as the winter comes back to Canada. And so super excited, and I hope you enjoy this episode, and don't forget about those announcements. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next one. I don't know if I could ever urinate on the bike. Like, let myself do that. Because you have to be...
Ironman racing.
Really?
You've got to do, if you want to win, it's kind of what you got to do.
Ew.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
Well,
But
yeah.
you're
I
also
guess.
not in a pack, right? So you're just alone. It's non-drafting. It's like a time trial.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're not going to sort of, inadvertently spray someone else. So you'll be okay. You're sort of just on your own.
Well, yeah. So it's not like it's not like you're the Tour de France and like
No, no,
peeing off to the
exactly.
side. All right,
Yeah.
Anna. So before we're getting right into it, but
Yeah.
let's backtrack. And how did you get into cycling? And everybody, what we're going to be really talking about is the whole online virtual Swifting part that Anna does, which I just got into in the last 2 years, and I find absolutely fascinating. Um, and just the whole racing part, because I told myself last year, I said, I want to get on a race team because I want to race. I used to race bikes outside.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just want to do this inside. So I got onto a team, and then it just opened up this whole
Mm,
world,
yeah.
virtual world that was just mind blowing. So, Anna, how did you get into cycling, which is obviously going to bring you through your triathlon? But then how did you find yourself in Zwift and as a commentator and
Yeah,
that?
I mean, I guess it's an interesting journey. I mean, I started doing triathlons probably when I was about 26, so about sort of 12 years ago. Um, and I just, I was never a cyclist. Like I said, I have a TT bike, and that's about it. That was what I was training on. That's what I raced on. I think I did one cycle race, or maybe like a borrowed bike, and it was okay. It was very male dominated, I'd have to say. So
Hmm.
what I really liked, yeah, what I really
Still
liked
is.
about triathlon, yeah, is all races were equal prize money. I mean, I raced professionally around the world, and there was so much, equality in triathlon for women and men. And I didn't really
Hmm.
see the same in cycling. I kind of, from an outsider looking in, I don't know what it's like in the States or Canada, but in New Zealand, it seemed very steeped in tradition, which is good. But I don't think all fares so well for women. I mean, how long has it been since we've had a Tour de France femme, right? We've got one starting in
Mm.
a few days. I know we had one in
Yeah.
like 1984, but that's a long time between drinks, right? So